Guess what time it is? Hey everybody, welcome back to another lovely cringe-inducing fanfiction reading. You should probably know the story and the title and everything by now if you've come this far. And like I said in the last video, if you have come this far, love you. Mad props for sticking with it this long, and I should probably give myself props too for sticking with it for this long as well, because oh my god, this is like going a million different places. I'm not gonna read too many chapters today because it's almost Anime Boston and I am frantically scrambling to get the rest of my costume done. But I did have some time this morning and I wanted to make a video. So I'm only gonna read like maybe 2 chapters, maybe one. The one I'm gonna read is kind of long, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll also see how my, voice handles it. But I do have fuel, sort of. It's decaf because my heart is weak. So when we last found our hero, Naomi, she was going shopping with her bandmates to find an outfit for the Battle of the Bands. She runs into Lou, who is Jeff's brother, who she thought that Jeff had killed, and surprise, and looks like Lou wasn't very happy to see Jeff, understandably. There was also like this big old fight thing that happened with Naomi and Zalgo and his daughters, and she escaped and everybody else escaped, blah, blah, blah. But of course, like the band battle is way more important than Zalgo and everything else. So Naomi also comes in contact with her inner demon, who is named Nerissa, and she sees her demon form. And Nerissa informs her that if she wants to keep her under check, Naomi just needs to go and do a bunch of killing. And then Naomi and Masky, her boyfriend, that she forgot was her boyfriend. I'm not letting this go, okay? They go and they kill Tammy and Terry, which are members, or who were members of Grace's band. And Naomi also kills, basically she just kills Grace's bandmates' whole family. So, and then lights the house on fire. The chapter before this ends with Naomi and Masky falling asleep on the couch. And we are starting with chapter 12, so Godspeed, here we go. Also, this is so cute. Look at this. I love this. I have like an anime hair. Chapter 12. I woke up with my head on Masky's shoulder. Where'd you two go last night? I heard someone ask. I looked and saw Ben playing video games. Can't you tell by our bloodstained clothes? I said. Masky stirred and sat up. What time is it? He asked. Almost 9, Ben answered. I'm going to go shower and change, she said, standing up and kissing my cheek before heading upstairs. Ben made a gagging noise. I relate. So sappy, he said. You won't be saying that once you find someone you like, I said, hopping off the couch. Ben just shook his head. I walked upstairs and to my room. I took a shower, washed my hair, changed into some different clothes, and sat on my bed looking at the band's song list. I set the list down and brushed out my hair. I sighed and opened my drawer, went to wash my knife in the bathroom sink. I suddenly felt really woozy. I dropped my knife and it clattered to the floor. I reached down to pick it up and everything started going fuzzy. I felt like something was trying to take over me. I staggered and collapsed on the floor. And now we are going into Nerissa's perspective. Oh my god! Nerissa's perspective. When I came to, I was lying on her bathroom floor. When I say her, I'm talking about Naomi. Who else would you be talking of? I'm free! Finally! I wonder what set her off to get me out. Or maybe I'm just getting strong enough to escape on my own, I said. I walked out of the bathroom and out of the room. I walked down the stairs and into the kitchen. I knew where everything was since I've been watching every single one of her movements through her eyes. I grabbed a glass of water and walked into the living room. The only person there was Ben, the video game addict. I sat and stared at the water in the glass. Someone came down the steps. It was her little boyfriend. Boyfriend. Oh, see, at least Nerissa knows that. Jesus. I kicked my legs onto the table and scowled. He stared at me. You look ticked. Did something happen? He asked. Why should I tell you? I spat, showing my fangs a little. He backed up. Girls, Ben said, laughing. I got up and poured the water on him. He sputtered. Hey, what was that for, Naomi? He yelled. Ben looked like he was about to cry. I just laughed. All of you are so pathetic, I said, shattering the glass in my hand. What's wrong with her? Jeff asked, walking down the stairs. All of you are clueless. Can't you tell who I am? I asked. You're Naomi, obviously, the little girl Sally said. I don't look even remotely close to her, I yelled. Are you all right, Naomi? Did you hit your head or something? Lou asked. I snarled. Fine, maybe this will help, I said. I'm pretty sure Naomi didn't have fangs when they met. Whatever. Black mist seeped in through the floor, creating a vortex surrounding me. What's going on? Toby yelled, coming in. My blood-red wings emerged from my back. My tail and claws grew, and finally my horns appeared. The mist slowly disappeared. Sally screamed and hid behind Jeff. Fuck you, Jeff. She's right to be afraid of me. Everyone should be afraid of me, I said. That's not possible, Masky cried out. Of course it's possible. I was strong enough to get her out, despite her killings, I said. Tim, who is that? Hoodie asked. That is Nerissa, Naomi's demon counterpart, Masky said. Long story short, I don't think Naomi's ever coming back, I exclaimed. Everyone looked at me. You know, I'm not so heartless as to not let you guys see her again. One of you follow me. How about you? Masky, wasn't it? I said, looking at the boy with the masks. I continued past everyone and continued upstairs. I walked down to Naomi's room and inside. I pulled the mirror into the middle of the room. I stood in front of it. Masky walked in and stood beside me. I know you're, Y-O-U-R. There, show yourself, I said. The mirror wavered and Naomi appeared in the mirror. She looked completely ticked off. Again, with the not wanting to use offensive language, but describing killing people. Let me out, Nerissa, she screamed. Sorry, can't do that, I quipped, giggling. Tee-hee-hee-hee. I did what you told me. You weren't supposed to take over, she said, hitting the glass. I'm sorry, but it's just the way it has to be, I said. I will get out and have my mind and body back, she yelled, but with no exclamation point. I don't think so, I said. I'm stronger than you. I won't let you win, she said. I just laughed. She stared me right in the eyes, opened her mouth, and let an ear-splitting scream. The mirror shattered and I collapsed to the ground. I could feel her trying to break free. Get out of my head, I screamed. It was a fight over who could have whose mind. Shadows crept along the floor, sweeping over us. Let me out, Naomi screamed inside my head. No, I yelled. I could feel the shadows starting to rip at me. There was a loud sound of something cracking and the house shook. The next thing I knew, I was on the floor next to her. We've separated, I said. The shadows spread across the floor. Naomi stirred and sat up. What happened? She muttered. Thank goodness you're okay, Masky said, running over to her. I knew what the shadow was. It was Zalgo. I have finally separated you from your good side, he said to me. I stood up. I've always wanted to meet you, I said. Despite the fact that you're separated from Naomi, she still possesses some of your powers in your form, he said. Fine, as long as I have a mind and body to myself, I said. Come, join me, Nerissa, and together we can take over the world and our kind will reign supreme, Zalgo declared. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, Naomi said. I know what I'm doing, I said. She scowled at me. Yeah, fine, I'll go with you, I said to Zalgo. I'm glad you chose this way, Zalgo said to me. Shadows crept along the floor again and engulfed us. See you later, Naomi, I said. And now back to Naomi's perspective. I shouldn't have left her alone, I said. No, Naomi, you're right to fight her off, Masky said. But she got away and now Zalgo might obtain her powers and destroy us all. It's my fault, I said, shaking. I gripped my neck with my hands and started squeezing, trying to choke the life out of me. One way to go about it, I guess. Naomi, stop! Look at me, Masky said, grabbing my hands. Not okay, not okay, not okay, I repeated over and over, tears dripping down my face. Look at my face, he said, removing his mask. I looked at him. You're going to be fine. It's not your fault, he said. He wrapped his arms around me and hugged tightly. I sighed and buried my face in his shoulder. Aw, Masky, being the good supportive boyfriend, talking her out of a panic attack, that's so sweet. Hashtag Team Masky forever. You just need to get stronger is all. We all do if we're going to help you out, Masky said. Thank you, I said, hugging him tightly. Better? He asked. Yeah, you always know just what to say, I said. He smiled. There was a knock at the door and Ben walked in. Hey, I think we're all about to go shopping for clothes for that party thing, he said. All right, I forgot that was today, Masky said. Are you coming, Naomi? Ben asked. No, I went shopping the other day, I said. All right then, Ben said, leaving. See you later, Masky said. Yeah, I said, nodding. All right, Masky, I will say this. You're not gonna, stick around and make sure that she's okay, actually make sure that she's okay. It's okay, I can forgive you. You're still better than Jeff. He left and followed Ben. I stood up and walked to the bathroom. My knife was still on the floor. I picked it up and stuck it in my pocket. I walked out of my room and downstairs. I sat on the couch and turned the TV on to the news. It seems that once again, the killers of our city have struck, a woman said. I suspected she was the reporter. I snickered. An entire family had been murdered last night. Part of that family were the twins, Terry and Tammy, who were the drummer and guitarist of the well-known band Grace and the Rockets, the reporter said. I smiled. It seems that the FBI is still unable to determine who has done these killings, but hopefully a lead will develop soon so they can stop their reign of terror on us. Stay tuned for more on this story later, she said. I switched the TV off. Man, I'm good, I said. I sat on the couch for a little bit, then decided to go take a walk around the neighborhood. I took the potion and waited for my scars to disappear. Smile walked over and barked. You want to come too? T-O instead of T-O-O. I asked. He barked happily. You're going to have to hide your smile, I said. I put a little potion in my hand and he lapped it away. A few minutes later, he looked like just a normal dog. Let's go, I said. I opened the door and Smile bounded out running around. I laughed. We walked back to the street and down the sidewalk. I decided to go down to the coffee shop. Smile trotted along beside me. I walked in the shop and ordered a large hot chocolate, extra chocolate, and whipped cream. I took my drink outside so Smile could sit with me. The outside area was completely empty except for another girl who was listening to music. I recognized her. She was Cassie, the bass player for Grace's band. I sipped on my drink. I looked at the drink she was holding. I decided to do something with it. I imagined the coffee spilling in her hand. It exploded, sending hot coffee all over her designer outfit. I laughed. I'm so edgy. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I just wanted it to spill, I said to Smile. He barked happily. Cassie stood up. Now I've got to go home and change, she muttered. She stood up and walked past me. Uh-oh. Should we follow? I asked Smile. He growled and barked. That's a yes. Let's go. Oh, now you can speak dog? Wow, Naomi, is there anything you can't do? That's a yes, let's go, I said, finishing my drink before following Cassie. She walked down past the school towards the remains of Tammy and Terry's house. I stayed out of sight as I followed her. She walked past the house into the house right next to it. So she lives right next to the twins, I said. Smile barked. Cassie turned around. I hid behind a tree. This is convenient. A little too convenient. Smile, kill, I said. Smile barred instead of bared his fangs and howled loudly, charging at Cassie. I heard Cassie screams. Music to my ears, I said. It's a good thing no one was around. Smile trotted back to me with a bloody bone and blood-matted fur. I'm going to burn the body, I said. Smile yipped. I walked over to the body. There was blood and gore everywhere. I smiled. Duh. I'm enjoying tearing this band to pieces, I said, lighting Cassie's body on fire. I walked back to Smile and we started heading back to the mansion. We walked back into the woods. I stopped. You know what, Smile? You head on back to the house. I'll be there later. And if anyone asks where I am, just take them to the gym, I said. Smile barked and ran off. I headed back to the street and down towards the gym. What she does now is she goes to the gym and she's like, I'm not gonna get stronger if I don't train. So she goes to the gym and she starts doing some kickboxing and punching bags and stuff like that. And then, of course, Grace shows up and Grace is like, what are you doing? And Naomi's like, what do you think I'm doing? What are you doing here? A voice I knew all too well asked. What does it look like I'm doing, Grace? I asked, turning towards her. Exercise isn't going to help with the band battle, you know, she said. Yeah, at least I have a full band, I said. Grace frowned. Yeah, well, I've still got Cassie, Lori, and Jeff, she said. My phone buzzed in my pocket and I took it out and looked at it. Well, what do you know? Looks like you're down to 2 band members, I said, showing her my phone. I had my phone set to send me news updates. Grace's eyes went wide. No! Who keeps doing this? She yelled. Looks like you're going to have to find backups who know how to play bass, guitar, and drums. Plus, they have to be good singers, I said. You have something to do with this, don't you? She yelled. Someone just might not like you or your band, I yelled. Oh my God, Naomi. You are like painting yourself as a prime suspect right now. Like, you are like the obvious suspect. Like, you are the one who has the most beef with Grace. Like, come on. People were starting to stare at us and whisper. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground with a bloody nose. I started to get up and Grace kicked me in the stomach. If you know what's good for you, you'll stay down there, she said. People were probably videoing this by now, and I wasn't about to be humiliated. Grace turned around to walk away, and I twisted around, knocking her legs right out from under her. She hit the ground with a thud. I jumped up and wiped the blood away from my face. I can't believe you actually think you can beat me, I said. She rolled over on her hands and knees and got up. She threw a punch straight at my face. I caught her hand and started pushing her wrist back. She scowled. I really hate you, she said. I hate you too, I said. She reached around with her other hand and grabbed my neck, squeezing. I twisted her arm and grabbed her hair and yanked as hard as I could. Grace yelled and released my neck. Let go of my hair, you jerk, she yelled, pulling against me. I let go and she slammed into a nearby punching bag. She collapsed and hit the ground, dazed. I turned to the nearest person videoing. Send that to the local news channel, I said. I walked out of the gym and down the street. I spit out a little blood and wiped my mouth. Geez, I can't wait until this band battle is over, I said. Oh my God, it feels like this has been years. When really it's been like, what, a month or something? Like, God. Then she walks over to the wall and like the little enclosed area that Maskey showed her when they went on their little date. And she hears singing and then she starts like harmonizing along with the person singing. Turns out it's Maskey. And he's like, oh, I didn't realize you were listening to me singing. You sure you don't want to join my band? We harmonize great together, I said, smiling. I'm sure. Like I said before, I'm not really comfortable being up on stage, he said. I understand, I said, sighing. Where have you been all day? And why do you have a red hand mark around your neck, he asked. Oh, I think the news can help with that, I said, smirking. What did you do this time? Maskey asked. You'll see. I said. We both walked back to the house and walked inside. Everyone was in the living room. Hey, you all might want to watch this, I said. I turned the TV onto the news. I'm Samantha, and we've got 2 of the latest news stories today, she said. What's going on? Lou asked. You'll see, I said. I sat on the couch. Today, Cassandra, or Cassie, another band member of Grace and the Rockets, was found dead. Police found bite marks from a dog and the burned body of a girl, Samantha said. Everyone looked at me and smiled. I petted Smile's head. You're such a good dog, I said. Now, this next story happened at today's local gym. Today's local gym. The local gym of today. All right. 2 band members from the band Grace and Grace and the Rockets and the Queens of Insanity broke out in a fight. Oh, okay, so 2 separate, okay, got it. The video of Grace and me fighting started playing. This is one of the worst fights we've seen these 2 in yet, Samantha said. Well, that would explain the mark on your neck, Maskey said. Yeah, she tried to strangle me, I said. Dang, Naomi, you're tough, Lou said. Jeff sighed. I smiled. Slender Dad walked in. Can I get everyone's attention, please? He said. I shut the TV off. As you all know from the past, 3 city girls found our home, and because of that, police have been patrolling more efficiently around the city now. I want everyone to take someone with you when you go out and kill. It's better to go in a group, Slender Dad said. Oh, and while we're all together like this, I would like you all to come to the band battle that is the day after the back to school party, I said. Yeah, the band I'm in is going to win, Jeff boasted. I glared at him. Do you want me to kill you too? I've almost picked off everyone else in that band, I said. What you're doing is cheating, Jeff yelled. Seriously, I'm sure Grace will just buy more players for her mediocre band, I said. It's still cheating, he said. I doubt it. Not if they don't know who's killing them, I said, crossing my arms. Oh, I'm starting to get so sick of you. You're extremely stubborn. I'm glad I broke up with you, he said. Just be glad I haven't killed you yet. I certainly could have done it a long time ago, I yelled. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground with a knife held to my neck. I should have told you to go to sleep a long time ago, Jeff said. He jammed his knife into my shoulder. Hey, trademark Jeff line. There we go. Cool beans. Chapter 13. I screamed and tried to push him off me. Jeff, you idiot, Lou yelled. He slammed into his older brother and they both went tumbling to the ground. I sat up and yanked the knife out of my shoulder, grimacing. I looked over at Jeff and Lou. Lou held onto his brother, trying to keep him from attacking me again. I applied pressure to my wound to keep it from bleeding out. Jeff started to calm down. He stared at me. Oh gosh, what did I do? He said. You just attacked Naomi, Sally yelled. He shook his head. I don't remember any of that, he said. Don't play dumb, Woods, Maskey yelled. He held me up from the ground. I seriously don't know what happened, Jeff said. He walked over to me. I stared at him. Naomi, I'm so sorry, he cried. I turned away from him. Everyone started to leave the room. I'm extremely disappointed in you, Jeffrey, Slender Dad said. Come on, Naomi, let's get that sewn up before it gets infected, Maskey said. Okay, I agreed. We walked to his room. I don't know what's been going on with Jeff lately. He's been acting weirder and weirder, Maskey wondered aloud. I wish everything would go back to normal. When I didn't know I had all these weird powers and stuff, I said. After Zalgo's gone, I'm sure everything will go back to normal, Maskey said. Wishful thinking. Not everything, I muttered, sitting down on Maskey's bed. Well, let's see it, he said. I moved my shirt out of the way, revealing the gash on my shoulder. Geez, that's quite a cut, Maskey said. He started cleaning the wound and sewing it up. There you go, he said. Thanks, I said, sighing. What happened to your knuckles, Maskey asked, looking at my hands. I punched a punching bag too hard, I said, looking at my blood-stained hands. You used hand guards, didn't you? He asked. Yeah, I did, but sometimes I can get a little too rough with stuff. I put 2 holes in the punching bag, I said. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Maskey said. I laughed. You know, this is kind of like that show Merlin. It's like how Merlin tried to keep his powers a secret to keep everyone out of harm's way, but I did a terrible job of that. The balance of keeping all of you safe is on my shoulders, I said. You know, the irony of all this is that we're all killers, yet we're all kind of doing something good, Maskey said. What good are you doing? This is what I don't get. What good are you doing by killing innocent people? Fuck, Maskey, come on. I'm rooting for you harder than anybody in this story. Why? Yeah, it feels really weird, but soon enough we'll all be back to what we do best, I said. Yeah, I'll be thankful for that. Maybe we'll all go on a mass killing spree, Maskey exclaimed. That would be fun, I said. I stood up and stretched. Thanks for helping me through all this stuff. I kind of feel like she's getting help for all this stuff in kind of the wrong areas, but who am I to judge? When I walked inside my room, I noticed something on my bed. It was the stuffed bear Jeff had given me for Valentine's Day. I scowled and picked it up. It burst into flames right in my hands. The flames licked at my face, threatening to burn me. The flames grew in my hands as my anger for him grew. As the flames died down, the bear was nothing but a pile of ashes in my hand. I threw the ashes in the trash can by my desk and collapsed on my bed. I turned and looked out the window. Something caught my eye. It was a van. A really large van. What's a van doing in the forest? I muttered to myself. On the side of the van were dark red letters. I stared at them, trying to read what it said. I could only make out 3 words. Dark Illusion Circus. There was a small knock at the door. I turned around and saw Sally. "Oh, hey, Sally, what's up?" I said. I was wondering if you could help me make dinner for everyone," she said. "Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to help," I said. I turned to look at the van one last time, but it was gone. I frowned, shrugged it off, and followed Sally to the kitchen. "So what did you want to make?" I asked. "I want to make fried rice," she said happily. "Yeah, I could definitely help with that," I said. Sally already had the ingredients on the counter. "What did you need me to do?" I asked. "You can chop the onions. I need to add them first," she said, pulling the large pan out from under the stove. "Okay," I said. I cut up the onions and put them in the pan. "Could you stir those with butter while I get the rice out of the rice cooker?" she asked. I nodded and did what she told me. "Are you okay, Naomi? You seem really out of it," she asked with concern. I nodded. "I'm fine," I said. Sally shrugged, and I felt something brush against my leg. I looked down and saw Krista. "Oh, hey there. I haven't seen you in a while." "She's been hanging out with me," Sally said. I smiled. "I can take it from here." "Thank you, Sally, you little cinnamon bun, for taking care of the cat." Cat is best character. Sally is best girl. Krista is best cat. Masky is best boy. "Just send someone to come get me when it's ready," I said. Sally nodded. I headed up the stairs and looked for the band's song list, but I couldn't find it anywhere. "I guess we really don't need it anymore," I muttered to myself. I started thinking about the band battle. Then my mind wandered to that day I saw those girls from the city, those girls that burned down our house. I needed a way to find them and kill them so that they wouldn't be able to find us again. I sat down at my desk and laid my head on my arms. I could feel like something was missing from my life, my other half. I knew in the back of my mind Nerissa wasn't all bad. She was just a part of me. I huffed angrily and scratched at the scars on my eyes, making them bleed a little. "Are you trying to gouge your eyes out?" I heard a voice ask. I turned my head and saw EJ standing there. "No, what's up?" I asked. EJ would know all about that. Maybe he could help, who knows? "Sally wanted me to come get you for dinner," he said. "Okay, I'll be down in a minute," I said. EJ nodded and left, and they all start eating dinner, and everyone's like, "Hey, Naomi, are you okay? You seem out of it, yada yada." And she's like, "I'm fine." And then, they all start eating, and she looks up and she sees Jeff staring at her. I could feel an overwhelming wave of hatred fill my heart. I blew hair out of my face. "What?" I asked. He looked down. "If you've got something to say, then say it." Silence spread over the dinner table. "I'm sorry," he said. "You're sorry? Sorry isn't gonna cut it. You freaking stabbed me in the shoulder," I yelled, standing up and slamming my hands on the table. "And I'm sorry for that. I have to admit, I haven't been myself lately, and I'm sorry I attacked you. I don't know what's been going on. It's like I don't have control over my own actions anymore," Jeff yelled back. "I'm finished," I said. I walked out of the room and out the front door, slamming it on my way out. "Naomi, wait, please," I heard Jeff call after me. I could hear his footsteps behind me. I stopped and turned around. "You're the only one who's going to understand," he said. "Why me, huh? Why don't you go talk to your girlfriend, Grace?" I asked. Jeff shook his head. "Come on, listen. The reason I haven't been myself is because I think someone is controlling me, and I finally got in control again," Jeff said. "Why would you think that?" I asked. "I don't know. I just do. I would never do that to you. I feel terrible for breaking up with you. You were the best thing that ever happened to me," Jeff said. I felt my face start to get red. He then got real close to my face and kissed me. Oh! My eyes went wide and I pushed him away from me and slapped him across the face. "What the heck, Jeff? You know I'm with Masky now," I yelled. "I'm sorry. It was an impulse. I just don't know. I guess I still love you," he said. I shook my head and ran back to the house. I ran up the stairs and locked myself in my room. I started wrecking my room out of frustration and confusion. "That's it. I'm leaving for a while," I muttered. I grabbed a bag and started stuffing things into it, like my band outfit, the dress for the party, and my guitar. "What are you doing?" I heard Masky ask. "What does it look like I'm doing? And did you just teleport into my room?" I asked. "Yes, I did teleport. Your door was locked." "Rude. Are you really going to leave because of Jeff?" he asked. "Yeah, I am," I muttered. "Come on, Naomi, that's ridiculous," Masky said. "You know what he did out there?" I asked. Masky shook his head. "He kissed me," I yelled. "What? What did you do?" Masky asked. "I slapped him across the face and ran. What else was I supposed to do?" I said. "Just because that happened doesn't mean you have to leave," he said. "Look, I just need time to think, okay? I'll be at my brother's place if you need me," I said. I wrote down the address and gave it to him. I grabbed my knife, unlocked my door, and walked down the stairs. "Where are you going, Naomi?" Sally asked as I walked past the stairs. I didn't answer her and just walked out the door. I pulled up my phone and called Joshua. "Hello?" he said when he picked up the phone. "As you normally do." "Come get me. I'll be at the gym," I said. "Yeah, okay," he said. I hung up and pulled the potion from my pocket and stared at it. I looked back at the mansion and shoved the potion back in my pocket. It pulled my hood over my head as I walked out of the woods. I didn't care anymore. I walked down to the gym and sat on the sidewalk and waited for Joshua. And that is the end of chapter 13, and that is where I'm going to end this video. I feel like a lot of these chapters are sort of filler at this point, but we're kind of figuring out that like Jeff is being controlled, but I kind of feel like we already knew that. I don't know. It was kind of a dick move of Jeff to do the whole like, "Oh my god, I still love you," and then like grabbing her and kissing her thing because, oh, it was an impulse. Oh no, like impulsivity is no excuse for any kind of unwanted contact, be it sexual or otherwise, because I feel like maybe people see that like, oh, I still love you and I want to kiss you and grab you. Oh, it was impulsive because I love you. Maybe some people see that as like a romantic gesture, but let me tell you, when you are on the receiving end of that kind of shit, it ain't fun. I've been there. It's not cool. It's not romantic. Anyway, long story short, I really felt the need to make this video. I am probably not going to be making any more videos until after convention season. The end of April, the beginning of May, up until the middle of May is going to be really busy. And I have a lot of other things I need to do. I'm working on I'm going to start working on another costume. I might post videos of the build for that when I have it all templated out and everything. I might just do like a live stream or like a craft get ready with me kind of thing. And yes, that is about it. I love and appreciate every single one of you who take time out of your days to watch my videos. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I hope you are going to have a wonderful week, weekend, whatever part of the day and week you're watching this video at, and I will see you all in the next one. Love you. Bye!